Requests for unclaimed funds in Ohio are surging as the governor approves using $600 million of that money to help the Cleveland Browns pay for a new stadium. The money is included in the new state budget, giving the Haslams the funding that they want to build a new domed stadium in the suburb of Brook Park. How easy is it to make a claim, and how quickly would you be able to get that money in the mail if it's approved? 21 News at 5 financial expert Chris Mediate is back with us to explain the process. Okay, Chris, this is the website. It's on our screen now. Where can you check out to see if you have any unclaimed funds, and how much information does the state require you to give them in order to make that formal request?
Yeah, I mean, there's two places. I think missingmoney.com, and then we could go to actually the Ohio Unclaimed Funds on their website. So basically, believe it or not, they have made this relatively easy. I mean, you could type your name in, start with your last name first, kind of Ohio, and again, more information if you're looking for, maybe if you're a beneficiary on something, maybe you have something, you could be very specific in the search, and you just hit search, and it'll kind of go through and locate some of the funds that may be out there, whether it be for you, and also what the actual, where it's at, like, if it's a bank or, whatever that information is. And so usually that takes, they're gonna process through, so they might be verifying, right? Your name, your address, possibly social security number. So you're gonna go through some verification questions just to make sure it's you. And then you submit a form, and that claim goes in, and if you're approved, you actually, again, will be entitled to that money.
And, how long could it take for that approval process? Let's say you submit everything and you think, okay, it's coming in the mail, but wait a minute,
right.
Maybe not.
So again, depends on the length of it, but it takes, I think, 120 days for it to be reviewed. And so, again, give it time for that to be processed as far as like, okay, that's acceptance. And then when they pop it in the mail, again, what could hold this up? If it's a higher amount, like say over $3,000, you're going to have it notarized. So there's steps in here that may, again, make the process a little bit longer. But again, 120 days for it to be reviewed, to be accepted, and then potentially to be released. So it can move actually rather quick. And because we know the case of the situation now, we know people are a little nervous. So I suggest people get a move on.
Yeah. Why does the state hold on to the money in this way anyway? Is that because they have to put it somewhere?
This is, Lindsay, this is kind of unprecedented, right? There was ways, I think, going about the ways they wanted to do this, but the money actually just sits there. That it sounds so hard to believe that you're finding a use for a stadium in this case. And I mean, again, it's not from a Republican to Democrat side. There's a lot of people kind of in an uproar over the funds, that's where they're going. So I guess at this point, the Browns, they want to keep them in Cleveland. They want another type of project approval. They want to increase it. And I guess the petition went, well, here we are. We have all this money sitting here. So what better way? And
real quick, you are entitled to the funds if you're a beneficiary of somebody's assets as well, correct?
Yeah, 100%. That is. And so you, again, got to go through a special process. And if it's been past all the probate timeframes and all of that, then usually, again, when someone might challenge the estate, Lindsay, just to understand that, and if that gets past the challenge, meaning we thought somebody was destitute here, there was some loose funds, as long as it passed the estate challenge, then if you are a beneficiary, you will be entitled to those funds. So again, I urge everybody, do it, search it. You would be shocked at the amount of money that's sitting there that is actually potentially yours, or being a beneficiary of one.
All right, Chris, thank you so much for your expertise. As always, hopefully we can get some of this unclaimed money back in our bank accounts.
That's right, absolutely.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.